I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co, and today we're doing an unboxing and rambling around Arydia, The Paths We Dare Tread, a campaign game I have been heavily anticipating for, I want to say like 2.5, 3 years, I think. Like, I covered, let's do the usual stuff, then get into it. This is an unboxing and rambling, as usual, coffee shot and knife. I say as usual, but I haven't actually had an Ember coffee mug in the shot for an unboxing in a long time. But winter is coming, and it's time to get back in the habit. Usual recommendation on Embers. No, I'm not sponsored by them. Yes, I tried to be sponsored by them. I reached out. I was like, hey, I love your product. I'd love to get paid to talk about it. And they were like, cool. We'll eventually have a program, but we don't yet. So, anyways, I still recommend the Ember mug, whether or not I get paid for it. But that said, we have the Ember mug, we have the coffee, we have Arydia, The Paths We Dare Tread, we have the usual disclaimer, this is an unboxing and rambling. Yes, I will show you the components of Arydia, The Paths We Dare Tread. Yes, I will talk about my experience with the game way back when I played the prototype. Yes, I will tell you how excited I am and why, and I might even get into some gameplay details, but also I never know where these unboxing and ramblings will go, what conversations we'll cover, and so stick around for the show, enjoy or don't, whichever is up to you, but let's go ahead and dive into this, because as I started saying before I interrupted myself, this is one that I covered Arydia, The Paths We Dare Tread around the same time I covered Agamonia. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I covered Agamonia right after. So I covered Arydia first, which wasn't even planned, by the way. I saw the campaign, I was excited about it. They kind of reached out, walked me through TTS, and then I loved the game on TTS, so they sent me a prototype mid-campaign, and I played it again, of the limited scope that we had, and then covered it. So it was very last-minute, unplanned coverage. Shortly after that, I played Agamonia. Both games I loved in very different ways. Agamonia I think is more accessible, easier to dive into. Arydia I think is a better masterclass of a game. Both have their spot in my collection for sure. I think Agamonia is excellent, but nonetheless, Agamonia showed up earlier, and Arydia is finally showing up now. This is an early... Sorry with that. This is an early copy. We'll talk about that in a second, but let's unbox the game. This is not fitting on camera, even remotely. Let's go ahead and take this off over here. Let's, take this off, and then worry. Actually, I could zoom out on the camera lens. Oh, we got some things. Okay, so here's the important part, too. I also need to be careful about spoilers and potential spoilers. I've not always been the best at that in these unboxings or whatnot, but let's get into a few things. What was I talking about a second ago? Agamonia, Arydia. What was I talking about? I don't remember. I lost my train of thought already. Anyways, let's go ahead and show you what we got as far as rulebooks. I will be diving into this as soon as I possibly can. Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to tell you. This is an early production copy, which means if you see this unboxing and you're like, where's my copy? When's it coming? The answer is soon. Or I guess depending on which region of the world you live in, soon or slightly less soon, depending. But this is an early copy, which I know can always generate all kinds of feelings. A content creator getting a copy early, it's not fair, it's not this, all those things. Some people have that feeling, not necessarily everyone, and I get it. I do. I'm still going to say yes to a game that I love. I'm still going to cover this game that I love, but I do understand the frustration that can exist around when a backer sees a game in someone else's hands early. Again, there tend to be two kinds of people. There are those that are just excited to see it showing up. They're excited to see content of the game. They're getting prepped and immersed in it. And for those, this video is here for you. Enjoy. I'm going to have fun. I hope you do too. And for those that have feelings about it, I think those feelings are completely valid. I think it is a complicated ecosystem in which publishers are trying to do the best they can. Backers are trying to be, supportive of publishers, but also mindful of, actually getting what they supported. I think it's a complicated ecosystem. I think your feelings are valid, and that's the extent I'm going to go into this in this video. But let's go ahead and dive into these over here. We have the Path of Valor combat example. What is the point of this? I don't actually know. Oh, these are going to show you. Oh, interesting. They're giving you starting path skills for the various options over here intended to demonstrate your starting path skills and items, not to maximize strategy. Okay, so they're kind of giving you a sense of how each character plays. So it's a bit of a class guide for each type of, we have Path of Valor, Path of Inspiration, Path of Light, Path of Wandering, Path of Arcana, and Path of Shadow. I love the fact that they feel that they're different enough that each one needs its own little guide as far as how to use it, which I don't yet know. Again, this is where we get into the complexities of covering a game that I did play like 2.5 years ago. Was it 2.5? Was it 3? I don't even know anymore. I'll look it up later, but a while ago. But I remember really enjoying the game. I don't remember enough about the different classes. I honestly don't remember if I played different classes. I feel like I must have, because I played it two ways. I played it both solo and cooperatively. I feel to that end, unless I played the solo true solo, which I don't think I did, then I must have played at least 2 different classes, but I honestly don't remember. It's been so long. So I don't remember if the classes feel meaningfully different or not. I will say I've been playing through Primal a lot, and one of my initial, like way back when I covered the prototype of Primal, this is where we talk about the rambling part. I barely got into the box. I'm sorry this happens. When I covered Primal way back when, I did give some criticism that not all classes felt different enough. So for example, when you played the bow, I believe, this is recalling from my earliest review of Primal from the prototype, I believe I said like, oh, when you play as the bow character, you don't really feel like you're, did I say it wasn't different enough? Or did I just say, this is what I'm not sure. I may have said the classes don't feel different enough. I may have said that when you play as the ranged bow, you don't really feel like you're further back. Because one of those things is still semi-true. I don't necessarily know if I feel like I'm further back, but I do feel the classes do play meaningfully different. Having played a lot of Primal at this point, each class does have a different play style and does feel like a very different character. I'm excited for Primal to release. Primal should release new characters. Reggie Games, can you release 2 or 3 new characters for Primal? I think that'd be really cool. I think it could integrate nicely with existing content, and you can get a whole lot of people who already like your game to buy more stuff. And I think because of the nature of the short campaign, I'd actually play as different characters. Plus the challenges. I would love new characters that feel very cool and very different. Anyways, back to this over here, Arydia. Arydia is, well, we'll talk about the game more, but we have our quick start guide, which I love this kind of stuff. I'll be going through all this very shortly to figure out what I need to go through to read. Character creation, enter location, directly flip a card. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, so very excited to play this game. Leave location, town actions, and level up. Our quick start guide is 15 pages. And our rule book is a whole lot more. We have a quick start guide of 15 pages. We have individual sheets for each class. That's going to be like a little open pamphlet, so 4 pages over here. And then we have our rule book that's going to be another 35 pages, 36 if you include the back. But let's take a look at the meaningful parts. Although again, I tend to love quick start guides. The question with the quick start guide is always, can you actually start with a quick start guide? Because if you can't start the game with a quick start guide, the quick start guide is basically like a rule book before the rule book. If you can start the game with a quick start guide and then reference the rule book, that is good. Although the tricky part, and this is where Fantasy Flight sometimes gets it wrong, is I do love the separation of a learn to play and a rule reference, but if I can start the game with the learn to play and then never realize a rule that's in the rule reference, if I never realize I have to even check for that rule, that can be a problem. Unless you say something like, play your first game, then come back and read the full rules reference. That works, because then the onus is on me as the gamer. But if you just have a rules reference, like I specifically say this because I can't remember what it was, but in Marvel Champions, there's a rule in the rules reference that is not in the quick play guide, the learn to play guide, and you'd never know that rule unless you read through the rules reference. It's not something you'd like be like, oh, here's a keyword, let me check the rules reference. It's just a rule that you didn't know. And I need to be told to read the full rules reference, which maybe they do. That part they might do it, in which case it's on me. Anyways, we have this over here. We have our rulebook, we have our setup, we have our actual starting player characters. So page 6 over here, we start on these things. But again, in theory, the quick start guide should hopefully cover this. I'll find out soon enough because I am filming this a day or two before I go to PAX Unplugged, which means I will have the opportunity at PAX Unplugged. I say that now confidently, even though it's almost certainly not true. I'll have the leeway at PAX Unplugged or on the road to PAX Unplugged to actually go ahead and read the quick start guide and figure out more stuff. Maybe. We'll see. But I'll still bring it with me. This might be the only rulebook I've been... Nope. I have one more rulebook I need to do. I'll bring 2 rulebooks with me to PAX Unplugged. Arydia the Past Video Tread and Dawn of Madness, which I also have to go through that one. Anyways, I am far more excited about this one. Nothing against Dawn of Madness. This just is a game that I've been very, very, very eagerly awaiting. Soundtrack, all those things. Oh, there's a soundtrack. I forgot about that. There actually is a soundtrack. The music is actually delightful. Anyways, let's go ahead and do this over here. Okay. We got over here, I'm reading through the special thanks over here, and I just saw, Alex, you are the best brother, always willing to discuss any topic, and I was like, that's not me. That's definitely not me. I'm definitely not the best brother. Anyways, moving on over here, we got, that's going to be our rulebook stuff, which means it's time to get into all these things. So, Arydia the Pathway to Tread, let's do a quick kind of overview of all the things you need to know. Ooh, we got characters. Ooh, painted characters, I forgot about that. So, Arydia the Pathway to Tread is a giant campaign game. I am very excited about this game. Also, the timing is excellent because I just played Lands of Evershade, which reminded me how much I like Arydia the Pathway to Tread, because Lands of Evershade is also a best-in-class campaign game as far as these giant RPG overworld adventures that go down multiple depths. The problem is, Lands of Evershade was a prototype, and I played through the prototype, and now I could play it again if I want. You actually kind of could play it again. I have not seen everything Lands of Evershade has to offer, even in that one mission, but nonetheless, I tend to not play prototypes as much. It does happen, but I tend not to play prototypes as much after the fact. I'm usually like, okay, now I want to wait for the final game, especially with a big campaign game with character creation and growth. I don't want to invest into the prototype, I want to invest into the final game. So, I'll wait a year and a half for that, and in the meantime, Arydia the Pathway to Tread shows up right after, because that is going to replace this as my current favorite campaign game. That's not true, Primal's going to be my current favorite campaign game. Arydia, though, Arydia is going to be up there. Now again, this is a lot of hype based on the prototype experience. I do need to dive into this, and if you watch my channel, you know that I get campaign games, I play campaign games, and I also get campaign games and then don't play campaign games. Both things are true. I have hundreds of logged hours, well, forget that, I have thousands of logged hours of campaign games, but I have hundreds of hours of campaign games you can see me playing through on the channel. But I've gone through heavily through Gloomhaven, through Frosthaven, I've gone through a ton of Primal, I've gone through a ton of Agamonia, a ton of, what else is there? My Island, technically, if you count that, but I don't know it's as much. I've played through film sessions of Oathsworn on the channel that you've never seen, and I've played through a bunch of Tenaris Adventures that you have seen, as well as a ton of Resident Evils that you've seen. So again, I have a lot of just filmed content of me playing through lots of campaign games, but for every campaign game I keep and play and go through meaningfully, there's 2 or 3 that I get that don't nail that landing, don't stick that landing. And that's just because of the fact that I am one person. I have limited time in life, and my interest in these games is higher than my literal bandwidth to play them. Which means you might be saying, oh great, another campaign game that you love that you won't play. And to that I say, I'm gonna play this game. I'm not worried about that. This is one of the ones that's gonna stick the landing. I guess technically the final version of the game could be terrible. I guess that is a possibility, but I'm just not that worried about that. Anyways, let's go into this. I realize now we're 17 minutes into the video. We're not actually 17 minutes into the video. We're like far enough into the video, and I still have all this to go through. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of boxes. I mean, lots of names. This is all names. This is all names. Holy. There's a lot of names. Anyways, let's go through this over here. So, we got our characters. Arydia is a giant campaign game. It's going to operate on multiple levels. You're going to have an overland map. You're going to dive down into that overland map, and then dive further down into these combat encounters. These are going to be all the various classes. We could be Tippy the Hungry. We should be Skitch the Gruff. Ooh, comment down below. Ooh, are there more of these? Are there more of these? Nope, there's just these 2 sheets over here. Okay, here's your job. Are they double-sided? Ooh, nope, they're not double-sided. Well, I guess the names are double-sided. Okay, so I'm going to pause on this. First of all, we have all these stats over here for your strength, your dexterity, all these fun things for leveling up. We're going to push that to the side. Then we have this sheet over here, which will have all the various items. Well, I guess not all the various items, but a bunch of various items. I assume these are your starter stuff, and I assume all the cool stuff are not going to be visible because they'll be in various packs you unlock in different ways. How do you even do an unboxing? Will I mess things up for you? I hope I don't mess things up for you. Anyways, are these Path of Shadow? Is there anything in this box? Nope, this box is... There's things in this box. I assume this is starter stuff. I'm going to have to be careful. If we do this unboxing, and if this giant section is randomly cut out, you know that I showed things I shouldn't have, and took it out. So, I will warn you now, if you see a random part where I'm going, and I'm like, oh yeah, blah, 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 and then immediately cuts to me just the next thingy, that means that, I showed something I shouldn't. Anyways, these are going to be your starting items over here. So you're going to have, for example, we have your practice spear over here. And it's going to have all your various stats and things and your hit patterns. That's a big thing in the game, is the concept of hit patterns, where your different items hit in different ways. And there's different abilities, different, where you can, what you have to roll on to hit or to crit or all that stuff. So these are all starting stuff over here, which is great. But then from there, you'll get the cooler, better stuff. Now we have our characters over here. So we have our races or whatnot, which I guess are those double-sided. Ooh, okay, cool. We got double-sided, male and female, I guess, for all of these. Are these all female? I can't fully tell. I think so. I think the other side is all female and this side's all male. Do we have a difference? So we have Stone Skin. To master starting skill, take when you choose a select character. Stone Skin. Okay, so we have these things over here. To master starting skill. I guess these are just a starting skill, I guess. You just get them off the bat. You don't have to master them. So that's going to be the characters over here. That's going to be whatever you have over here as far as the race, the class. We have the Orc, we have the Slin, the Fellish, the Feelish. It's a feline, so it should be Feelish, in my opinion. We have humans, and then we have the various names over here. So we have Anuri, Tippy, Groff, Worf, Ingot, Zerdal, etc. And then we have the Nervous, the Hungry, the Clumsy, the Gruff, the Plucky, the Silent. And so over here, We have more titles over there, which is just flipped onto the side, and then we have all of these. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause so you can go ahead and take a look at all the names, and then comment down below your perfect combination. Meaning, if you're looking forward to playing this game, I want to know what's your perfect combination as far as name, as far as title, and then as far as the race and whatnot. Okay, so I want to hear that. So, for example, for me, let's do this right now. Let's do this. This is a fun little game. Okay, just comment. So you might comment down below. I would have an elf whose name is Tippy the Clumsy, which actually is kind of funny because elves should totally not be clumsy. Ooh, what do I want to do? Okay, I'm not committing that I'll do this, but I'm going to try to pick what I think I want to go with as my starting character. I'm going to have several, probably, I assume. I don't know if I'm playing the solo or not yet, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Alright, so let's look at these general characters. We have Slim with Stone Skin, we have the Fellowsh with Nimble, we have a Dwarf, we have a Human, an Elf, Lunari Lightheart. I do like the idea of the Lunari. I do like that. Let me see the male race over here. I tend to prefer playing my gender. Not always, but okay. I kind of like that orc there. That orc's actually not bad. But I like the idea of the Lunari. So far, I'm leaning towards the Lunari with a skill Lightheart. So I'm going to go with a Lunari whose name is, let me take a look. I think I want to be the Silent. Oh, okay, I'm going, this is lame. I'm going with like a stealth assassin character. I'm calling myself the Silent. I'm not like fun at all. Like, honestly, going with an elf whose name is Scrump the Clumsy is so much cooler. But I'm going to go with a Lunari male with the Silent, and my name is going to be Scrump the Silent. I do like the idea of Scrump the Silent. Ari the Silent feels like it could be fairly classic. Valendun the Silent, I'm not against that. Sildar the Silent, that has a nice alliteration to it. I do like Sildar the Silent, but Torin the Silent. Thilia Drudar Verin. Verin the Silent, I might go with Drin. You know Drix? Remember Drix? What's his name? Drix? Is that the elf, the black elf character? Drix? Drix? I can't remember. Okay. I like Verin. I'm fine with Drin the Silent, Verin the Silent, Torin the Silent. I like Verin. Verin the Silent or Sildar the Silent. I think the alliteration makes me feel it's a bit too planned. Val Andun the Silent is a little much. Val Andun. But I do like it. It has a nice Lord of the Rings. Faldur the Silent. Val Anduin the Silent. Val Anduin the Silent. This is we have the whole box to go through. Verin, Drin the Silent. Verin the Silent. Verin. Quint the Silent. No. I'm between Verint and Val Anduin. What's with the V's? I don't know what's with the V's. Val Anduin. Verin the Silent. Val Anduin. Val Anduin sounds a bit too pretentious. Okay, I'm going to go, for right now, hypothetically, we might stick with him or not, we're going to go with Verin the Silent, who is going to be a male Lunari. That's going to be my starting character, or one of them possibly. The other one will be Scrump the Clumsy, the female elf. There's a backstory there we can get into. Anyways, what else do we have over here? Now, this says do not open until directed. I will not be opening it until directed. This has like, ooh, okay, so I'm not entirely sure what I should or shouldn't show you here. But I will show you over here that we got little boxes. I don't think, I'm going to err on the side of caution and I'm not going to show you everything. But I will show you that we have a box full of, I guess, wooden components, of course. It is what it is. Either I'm, sorry. As part of my, let's go through the various types over here. So we have wood over here. That's going to be one type. And then we got all of these types over here, which are going to be, we got Path of Arcana, Path of the Shadow, Path of Wandering, Path of Light, Path of Inspiration, and Path of Valor. Because I'm taking the Path of Shadow, honestly, like, that should be so evident, I forgot. My Path of Shadow, Lunari, Verin the Silent. By the way, I feel like a terrible human being. Not terrible human being. I feel like going with a dark elf type character whose name is Verin the Silent, and I take Path of the Shadow. Like, do I have any imagination? I used up all my imagination on the, what is his name? Scrumpy the Clumsy elf. Okay, so I don't know what I'm supposed to show you here. I don't know. I don't want to, like, I'm opening these. They didn't say don't open, so you know what? Screw it. We're going to show it to you. And if we get a cut over here, we get a cut. But I assume this is my starting stuff, so we'll have other stuff that I can have later. Do not open until directed. Box number 2. So we will not open that until directed. These will all go back in here. I'm going to put these back. I'm so excited for this game. I am excited for this game. Now, the part where I paused because I got distracted. Now, Lunari are blue-skinned. So I'm going to take my little head over here and insert it into the character that I perceive as being Lunari. Or I should be more specific. This character is definitely, I don't know if they're Lunari or not, but they're definitely Path of the Shadow. Now, does this go in I'm a little worried about putting this in a way that will not stick, because there we go, or break. That's the worst. There we go. Okay, it's in. I just made a little character who is going to be my Lunari Path of the Shadow guy, and he's holding his little trap over there, and he's got his little dagger, and he's pre-painted, and this is delightful. And I don't know how to show you these because, like, normally I would show you all the characters, but what I can do instead is I can show you the headless characters and then the heads. That's what I can do, because I'm not going to assemble all of these. But we have our characters with our little trusty slingshot over here. If we can focus, a little trusty slingshot, and then our little mage, I guess. Mage, maybe. I'm not honestly sure what they are, but they are cool. The painting's cool. Now, this is from the people who brought you Xia Legends of Drift System, which, dear lord, I need to play again. I need to purge games. You know what? Honestly, we are coming up on our end-of-year purge. I'm going to get rid. My commitment, we'll see if this happens, but my commitment for my end-of-year purge is getting rid of at least 30 games. We'll see if it happens. We'll see if it happens. But again, the point of the end-of-the-year purge is always that new games are always coming in. New games do capture my attention. Old games stay in the collection and capture my attention. And I have to get rid of the ones that I don't think are seeing play, no matter how much I like them, which is hard. And but I want to try to get rid of 30 games. Let's see if we can do that. Anyways, we got 2 new characters over here. And then again, part of that is so I can sit there and say, you know what, I will play more Rurik, I will play more Everdell, I will play Arydia the Past Be Their Tread, and I won't play, let's pick random game, Eclipse Second Down for the Galaxy. I've had that in my collection for who knows how long. I've played the original Eclipse, I got Second Down for the Galaxy because I was like, I'll play it eventually, and I haven't felt the drive to. So I could force myself to play it, or I could play all the other things that I actually know and enjoy. So that's game 1 that's going to be leaving. But that's a game I haven't played, so that's kind of cheating. What's a game that I have played that I shouldn't get rid of? That I should get rid of, but I don't want to get rid of. Oh, this is hard. I have to get to 30 of these. Coffee's almost done. Give me a second. I don't know. I try to keep a tight collection as it is. I mean, there's Nunatek over there. I like Nunatek, but I have said this in other videos. I do find my bias tends to be towards the newest things I like, or the oldest things I like. When I'm trying to figure out what goes, usually the things in the middle, something like Nunatek that I enjoy, I've played it since reviewing it, I think it's a good game, but that's more likely to leave than something like 5 Tribes, Lost Students of Arnak, Mage Knight. Mage Knight leaves. Mage Knight is leaving my collection. Here's some spoilers to my purge. And Mage Knight's a great game. I don't play it. Anyways, and I've tried so many times. We'll talk about Mage Knight another time. But here's a little character, here's a little, this ain't Build-A-Bear. You don't bet to pick and choose what your skin tone is. I guess you do choose your skin tone in this game. Anyways, we got our other box over here. We got these, and these. Okay, these are going to be little coin token box, not coin tokens, little gem boxes over here. And this is going to be like your little dice or situations. Do you roll these? I don't actually know. I mean, they look rollable, but it's kind of showing you hit patterns. Why would you roll these? What kind of thing would have you rolling that? Spells? Like a random hit pattern spell? I don't know. I don't remember. Again, it's been a while, so I don't have that. But these all these gems and stuff look nice. Hopefully, I'm able to put this all back. Do not open until directed. I'm gonna say that I would say this would be a short unboxing, but I've already taken forever on the few things we have. That the fact that I already have, like, we have don't open until directed. Underneath over here, we have don't open until directed. On the side over here, let me put these back in over here. On the side over here, we have don't open until directed. Figure box 2 and figure box 1. You're not going to see this. This is not for you. I know that I was told not to open it. Okay. I'm not showing this to you. 1 second. I feel like this is chaos. I'm not even going to tell you a thing. I'm not. I will tell you, I just punched open a little box. There's a reason I did. There's a specific thing I wanted to know, and I got the answer I wanted. Honestly, okay, I'll tell you this much, okay? And this, you might know this from the campaign page. I'm not ruining anything for you. Things like that would be spoiled. But I just punched open a box over here. I'm also opening this. I'm going to close that. I guess it's not really a secret because it says over here. What you can see on the inside is the same thing as you can see here. You can see little boxes over here that show you different figure things. I mean, it's a figure box. You can get the figures. I assume that's implied. I wanted to see if the figures in here were pre-painted. Again, this part might be cut out, which I'm realizing now if it got cut out, you wouldn't know because I would have cut it out. But I think the campaign page would have shown that. It's been a long time. But I did want to open it up to just check. So I was like, oh, I'll see one character that's coming. And I got lucky in the sense that the box I punched open is an enemy that I've encountered in this game already. because I played the prototype, so I've encountered some enemies, not a ton, obviously, but I opened like one of the few boxes that's actually an enemy that I've encountered. So I didn't even spoil anything for myself. And I'm not telling you what it is, because you haven't. Okay, big map tiles. Oh yes, this system. I forgot about the system. Okay, how would we do this? Inactive and active. How do we do this? How do we do this? This is going to be your map tile system over here. So this holds the map tiles. You can see over here, it's in here. And then I assume you can pull this out. I assume you're supposed to be able to pull this out. I assume I will be able to pull this out. I don't want to ruin things though. And I'm a little worried right now because this isn't coming out. There's no way. Am I missing something? Am I doing something wrong? Like, I mean, this has I wonder if it's just because of the covering on it that makes it harder to pull out. But if I do this, will that make it go out? Is it just stuck permanently? Can I pull it out with like pull it? There we go. Okay. So when you get your copy, this is hard. This is hard to get out, but it does come out. Okay, that's the good news. So you know that it's supposed to come out. It's hard to pull out, and we're gonna have this over here. Now, should I show you these? Probably not. So I'm gonna try to be as careful about this as I possibly can as I pull this off over here and toss that down there. Go down to the ground. Okay, now I'll show you this because this is like map tile 0. If you can't see map tile 0, again, I'll just cut it out. We'll see. We have the Exiles camp over here. So the Exiles camp, it's map tile 0. It's big 0. Threadbare tents stand here, flaps swaying lightly in the breeze. As you draw nearer, the din of the camp washes over you. Voices buzz in excitement, swords clang in practice, and as you approach, a mustached man beckons you. Now, so I'm going to go to the front camera because I want to take a look here because I'm pretty sure. Yep, okay, this is stuff you've seen. So I'm going to show you this first tile. No, should I not? So here's the thing. This over here is from the prototype. So I'm assuming this is the start of the adventure. The mustached man. I don't want to tell you anything. No, I'm not going to tell you anything. Even though I've gone through this, and even though I believe there was playthrough content, if I'm not mistaken, there was playthrough content around this thing I'm not showing you, because you signed up for the unboxing video and not the playthrough video, I am going to be good and not take a chance of messing things up for you at all. So this is going to go straight back in here. Now the next part is you have active and inactive. Am I squashing things? The active goes over there. Don't want to show anything in the back over there. That was the X. Okay, well, this really doesn't want to go in, but now it's in until I pull it out again. I don't like how tight that is. That's slightly annoying. Anyways, we got our map tiles over here. We are slowly making progress, whatever it's worth. We have our Path of the Shadow box over here. So we have character boxes, which I'm not going to open all of them because, again, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But I will open one for myself and then make a determination as to whether I think you should or shouldn't see anything. I'm sticking with my theme over here. So I'm opening Path of Shadow. I'm going to see what's in it. I'm going to pull these out. We got cubes. If this is a spoiler, so be it. We have a dice. That's color specific. If this is a spoiler, so be it. We have a deck of cards. If this is a spoiler, well, this is not going to show you. Path of Shadow. I guess I'll show you this. Never heard and rarely seen, these masters of stealth are ruthless in combat. Equipped with a variety of traps and tools, rogues never shy away from using devious tricks. While hidden, rogues look for openings to strike fatal blows, then slink back into the shadows. Again, Varian the Silent, very, very clever, creative name. I took a Dark Elf Assassin. It is, I kind of want to play as the clumsy elf now, because I feel like I need to have the complete stereotype and the complete opposite of the stereotype to balance each other out. That's what we can have over there. Okay, I want to show you some cards here. I mean, these are gonna be. I'll let you show you the first 3 cards. Okay, I don't want to mess things up. I don't know. Here we go. We have a kunai, a trap, and a dagger. We already know we start with those things. You saw them already, unless I cut that out too. And then we have these over here. And if you're wondering, by the way, like, well, how am I gonna know whether to cut it out? Because this has like secret content, I'm actually gonna take this unboxing video and I'm gonna send it to them. I'm gonna send it to what's it called, Far Off Games, and say, hey, here's what I did. Let me know what I need to cut out because I don't want to mess up the experience for people. And then they'll sit there and tell me what I should or shouldn't do, if they make their way through the rambling of this. Okay, we got this over here, which is like just, I mean, it's good packaging, but there we go. This, I don't like this because this kind of, this fits in nicely, so it holds everything in place, but doesn't look like a nice insert bit. But we're not going to get rid of it, at least not for right now. We have our Exile. Ooh, what's this over here? This goes in here, I guess. This goes in here. I assume these slot in. No, they don't slot in. I don't know why I thought they slot in at all. But this has gives you some degree of weather tokens. It's a nice little wooden piece over here. And we'll put it back because I don't even know what these things do. We have some blue cubes, which is fine. Some things damage trackers. I believe these are damage trackers. But again, been a while, so who knows. We have another little box over here. Ooh, these are nice and premium. These are hefty. Okay, I'm going to open this because I want to, and those are very, very chunky. Let's put these with that. We have these over here, which I no idea what they are. They're base rings, obviously, but why do we have these doubles? No idea. We'll figure it out. We got the doubles for whatever, but we got these. We also got those specifically, different blue ones, but we have our little metal bits over here. Now these, you can't like feel the reason I went ooh, but I went ooh because these have heft. And I like things that have heft, and also I like things that are unique. And these over here are unique in their heft. So let's go ahead and take these out. Although, let's take a look. We have 3 different colors over here. Although I do wonder if there is a colorblind accessibility here, because I think this is the same exact symbol over here, so you might have a slight colorblind accessibility over here between these two. These ones are obviously different size, so that shouldn't be an issue, but I don't know how impactful that will or won't be. Actually, are they different? Are they the same, I mean? Yeah, they're the same. Okay, but we have our little metal chonky bits over here. So these will all go in here, and we can toss them in there, and we have our metal little bits that will be... They're cool. They're cool. When you get these, when you're touching these over here, these have a nice degree of heft to them. That is pretty cool. I like them. I like these bits. I kind of want more of these bits for other games. That's a different story for a different day. These can go off to the side, and then this can go here. So we're getting further into it. We're making progress. We got multiple giant things that we cannot open until instructed. So that's out of the picture. We have more map tiles. Again, I don't feel the need to go into these because, do these say? These don't say. The map tiles technically don't say don't open until instructed. Technically. Nonetheless, I don't want to spoil your experience, so we will not open until instructed. But we have 4 different map tile size. We have the small, we have the medium, we have the long, okay, long quarters over here, and then of course we have the large, the big ones, which you've seen, which are basically bigger than all of those combined. Those are your map tiles, which hopefully I can figure out how to get back in the box, but it should be doable. I mean, at the very least, I can always turn off this camera, look back at the video, and just do the process in reverse. Although it'll take me forever to catch up. Okay, now this one over here is just a filler piece. Okay, so we got this. This is just filler, which is fine. I'll leave it in there. And then we have this over here, and this over here, and dividers over here. So we got dividers. We have our epic hunt. We have Arydia, the small bodies. Ooh. What's in there? I assume small bodies is more little miniatures. It's small little miniatures. Oh no. Do not open until directed. Okay, we got a whole bunch of boxes in here that we can't open until directed, but we have smaller bodies. For those of you who want smaller bodies, there can be more of these little miniatures over here, more of these guys. So we have our little dwarf. Oh, because what if you're a dwarf? Like, if you're a dwarf, you need to have the small body. Like, how would you feel comfortable calling yourself a dwarf Path of the Shadow unless you have that? I love the attention to detail that, I mean, you can choose, I guess, other classes too. You could just be a short human. They do exist. But I do love how you can have a smaller version. It's attention to detail. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is like, I'm excited for the game. I'm excited. Anyways, let's go ahead. Like, you see, you contrast this like unboxing with like this different unboxings, there's different games, there's different degrees of excitement. I'm excited about this one. We have our epic hunt over here. This mini expansion adds a set of unique hunts to the campaign, focused around the mischievous creature on the box. This mini expansion also includes an alternate set of character skills available from the start of the campaign. Because they're available from the start of the campaign, we're going to open it up. And I mean, I could open this. He's in the box. He's in the box. He's on the box. I'm going to open this. If you're not supposed to see this, then you shouldn't show the front on the box. He's on the box, and he's a little mini guy. What does he do? No idea. How does he integrate? No idea. But, you know, bunch of hunts over here. Either way, it's cool enough. We're going to put it back in the box, and then close that up, and probably not start that off. See, here's the thing I don't know about Arydia. No, I was going to say I don't know, but I do know. I was going to say I don't know how long the campaign is, but I believe it's supposed to be in the 50-hour range-ish. But the tricky part there is it doesn't have that accessibility that things like Primal do, or Agamotto is probably in that range, honestly. But I think 50 hours is, it's longer than I'd like, but again, there's a trade-off as far as the complexity of the experience versus how you balance all that. Oh my gosh, we got so many boxes. We got boxes and boxes and boxes. So we have, these are just card boxes. Okay, so we got our card boxes. Let's line up like this so you can see them all. Let's line up like that so you can see it all. This is the problem with being zoomed in. And then down here, we have another box that says do not open until directed, which we will respect. But then I'm going to go ahead and open up our Path of the Shadow box over here, because this is not just a box, this is your save system. Okay, so this is going to have your actual stuff. We'll come back to these cards soon. I probably will not show you much. You know, let's do the cards. Let's do the box. I probably will not show you much in the way of cards, so it's probably going to be an anticlimactic ending over here. But this over here is going to be your character boards, and also, because you have all these things over here, you can slot your various items, your various gear, you know, all these various things over here, your abilities over here. These are going to be, you know, the various things you can unlock, if I can get these sheets apart, because I imagine these sheets do come apart, but they are stuck together right now. Okay, that's not... Am I wrong? Do these not come apart? Is this double layered? If it's double layered, how do I get this out? I imagine this is double layered now, but then... Okay, well this is irritating. Let me open up another one. I'm just going to open another one to make sure it's not just stuck together. Okay, so this goes like this goes like this. This does not come apart, which means that is intentional. But basically you have your skill tree, which I guess I might be able to use a knife to pry them out, but I don't know if I'm supposed to use a knife to pry them out. Now I have two options. I can be patient. Ooh, what's this? Oh, your Overland map. We're going to show you this too. That's important. That's important. Okay, we're going to... So over here, right now, I don't know how these come out. It's not clear on the back, and these don't go like that. So the question is there a clear way, outside of using a knife, that might damage these, or I could just ask them? Okay, it might be in the rules. It might be in the rules, but I don't want to, like, mess things up. But, like, I don't want to damage, do I? I should be patient. I should be patient. Shadow step. No, I'm not gonna. I like this game too much. I don't want to, like, dent these thingies. I will have to look up how these come out outside of literally prying this apart, which I do not think is what you're supposed to do. Is there? Oh. Okay. Never mind. We're good. I figured it out. All you have to do is push down the bottom half, and then you can pull out on the top half. You see? They're actually clever. They were smart. They're like, we don't need people like Alex reading our games with his knife. We can just do that. So this shows you how you master them. And then once you master, end your turn adjacent to a foe while hidden. Then I can master the skill, and now I have the skill, which I will not show you what's on the other side because, spoilers. We have our poison. To master, at Tickle Forest, pay 1 and succeed at Dexterity 2. Pickpocket. As a normal action while hidden and adjacent to the highest initiative foe. So you get all these like skills, and then you have a skill tree, and you can add these to your board, and they do cool things, which I'm not going to show you now because I'm trying to respect the spoilers. And then you put these straight back in here, and this is your save system, which I think is incredible, because I think save systems, I guess you could have like a log somewhere in case you're trying to run 2 campaigns simultaneously. I do not think I'm going to try to do that. Although I will say, being able to save things has been very key in Primal, because as I play through Primal right now, I'm doing these challenges, and the problem with the challenges is you want to do different things with characters, and then you come back and you're like, well, what's the story with my current characters? So being able to save things separately can be useful. I don't love it though, because to me, campaign games, the biggest hurdle to campaign games is accessibility. Where do we leave off? What's going on? Can I jump back into this campaign? If I start a campaign and then don't play it for 6 months, can I come back and continue playing? And if I can't, then the campaign either has to be a short enough size that I can make that not a problem, or it's probably not sticking around. One of those two things. So that's kind of my vote on campaign games. Anyways, let's go through this over here. We are not done yet. We have our Overland Board, which is going to follow a similar system of punching down, although I'm not going to do it right now because, again, I'm not spoiling things for you. But this is going to be the Overland map that you're exploring on. From there, you're going to go down into these larger map tiles, which will be on all these map tiles that I'm not showing you. And then from there, you have these individual combats you dive into. So there's multiple tiers of all these things you're kind of going through. And now it's time for me to put everything back in the box, which I guess I'll show you me doing that so that you have an on-camera reference for whenever you end up doing this. So let's go ahead and do this together. Let's pop this over here. You know what? Let's open the cards. I'm not going to show you the cards, but let's just open the cards. Oh, these aren't even in shrink. Okay, so I'm going to take a bunch of cards over here. Then I'm proceeding to do nothing with them. Because I'm just not going to show you cards. We're going to be safe. We're going to be safe here. I don't know which cards would or wouldn't be a problem. They do have a nice little, like, person of interest, NPC. I assume those are, like, sorted by those things. Not necessarily, actually. They're actually not necessarily sorted by that. Like, you have they're out of order in that sense. But either way, I don't know if this fits sleeved cards. Like, there's a Nola Divider here, but that doesn't feel like enough to deal with sleeved cards. So this might be a game where I don't sleeve the cards because I like the system. But let's put it all together. Let's put it all back. And then we're going to call it. So I'm going to zoom out the top camera. I'm going to slide this over here. And we're going to position that so we can do this over here. And get the whole box in there. There we go. Okay. So let's put this all back as best I remember. You have all these boxes down here. These are your individual, you know, Path of Shadow, Path of Valor, etc. You have the box you can't open, the box you can't open, the box you can't open. These are going to go up here like so. And it's going to be awkward if I forget this halfway through, but you know what? That's the price you take. That's the price you pay. I already forgot it. This over here, I believe, went down like this. But the problem is what went down there. I think this went down like that, if I'm not mistaken. And then these also went down like that. And I think that's kind of it, honestly. I could be wrong, but we'll find out soon enough. These smalls. No, the mediums and the smalls must have gone down there too. So maybe this was like this, and this was like that. Perhaps. We'll find out soon enough. This could have gone like that, and this could have gone like that. Okay, so we have this like that, like there. And then we're going to put these over here, like so. They're slotting over there. Again, loosely remembering this, so bear with me. This feels like it shouldn't be higher than that. Maybe this went down like this. Nope, that's just going to be what it's going to be. I don't actually know if that's right or wrong, but we're just going to do it like that. These probably came in somewhere. He says. You know, this is the part where I'm realizing this is not all going to fit in the way I wanted to. That definitely didn't go like that. We had this that was almost certainly on top over here, but it's not properly settled. So our options now are to keep powering through this, or to say that this demo was not as useful as I was intending it to be. And this will go like that, maybe? Can you go like this? Nope. Let's take this out. We're gonna try one more time. Oh no, I forgot. We had this over here that went like that. Okay, so these all kind of went in here. Although again, this might, because this box lift, like I don't know what's intended or not intended. But we're just going to power through this, and some of the things will be punched out and dealt with either way. This can now go like so, over there, which is where these came into play. That's how you have these, which I think makes sense. Then this would have been over here. These could have been like this. That probably seems about right, except I think one of those was actually down there. So we're going to take this and slide it down there, which is not actually accurate, but will do the job. Then, nope, we need these. Oh, this is going to go over here. That's not right either. This is definitely not how it went, because this was in there. But you could say this was on top. This is not on top. This is me trying to get this right, but I am messing this up. So I think I'm going to pause. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, it does show you like right over here. So I mostly got it right, and we're going to call an end to this because I want to go read rulebooks and dive into it. Anyways, this has been your unboxing of Arydia: The Path Through Their Tread. I am very excited to dive into this one. It looks very cool. I'm excited, and as I said before, let me know in the comments down below, who would you choose as your starting race? What's going to be your name? What's your title? And what pathway? What are you excited to most dive into? Let me know in the comments down below. In any case, then until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.